Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be doing another card pull. I know, like I said yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, I don't plan on primarily doing these. These are just, I do have another video planned to film. It's a book review actually, but I kind of want to wait a little bit longer towards the middle of the month. It's let's see, it's part of the book club Peter Mon is doing right now. He's doing banned books, and I kind of want to wait a little while before I make my review on the book, because I know that they're still reading it. I did the audiobook version, which I'm gonna review it that way. I've read the actual, so the book is identical by Ellen Hopkins. If you've not read it, I recommend it. It's dark, but it's eye-opening on I think a very important subject. So I'm going to be reviewing that, and that will be a little bit later in the month. I also have some other, I could probably vlog, I don't know. I haven't had the headspace to do that yet. I've just been focused on these for now. So anyway, enough excuses. We'll get that out of the way. Today I want to do a little bit something different also. Switch it up just a tad. We're still gonna do my alchemy deck, I think, and I also today, like I said with the golden rose, the roses really pull me into the divine feminine. So I have the rose oracle here. I actually got these two at the same time, so I feel like they kind of conjunct well together when I work with them together. I got this one because I do also, I work with Mother Mary. Not very often. Like I said, my practice has been kind of stagnant for the last year and a half or so. Oops. But, you know, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? It's only gonna get worse before it gets better. So hopefully, here's to the better. Oh man, yeah, so yesterday, if you saw my video, I have a bunch of jump cuts. That's because my sinuses were acting up, and I was sniffing all over the place and like swallowing hard and like making really gross noises that were really audible, so I kind of cut those out as best I could. I'm sorry about that. That happens to me a lot, and I try my best to keep it, to not do that, be conscious of it, because honestly it doesn't really affect me much in my daily life because I don't speak too much. So I will say that both of these decks, this one and this one, have a card, one single card that's like all chewed up. You can, I thank the cat for that, but that's all right. I can never remember exactly what card it is that he chewed up, so that's fine. Alright, so Rose Oracle. So my technique when I shuffle, I don't really have one. I kind of just shuffle until I feel like I'm ready to stop. I don't know if people would consider that over shuffling. I don't think that's a thing. I just shuffle until I feel like I'm ready to stop. So, and then I usually cut the deck once. And now I'm gonna attempt this technique again because the last time it got me a card, I don't remember what deck that was I used. Whatever. Oh. Ooh, I got 3. Let's just, we'll put the 2 on top. I just picked the first one on top. All right. The Reunion. These cards are beautiful, by the way. They're by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Katie Louise. Oh man, it's perfect. She also does, there's also 2 other decks that the same author has and artist have done in collaboration, I believe. I believe it's the, I don't remember the names, but they're beautiful. I'm sorry if that's hard to see. Soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. Okay, I like that. Let's find that in the book. Ah, the Starseed Oracle and the Work Your Light Oracle cards. Those are the 2. I would like to purchase those eventually. I'm kind of a collector as far as like, when I like a specific style, much like the Kim Kranz style, if I like a specific style of deck, I will do my damnedest to collect them all. But the other 2 decks have been out for a while, but this one called to me the most when I saw it online. So that was the one that I went with. All right, sorry, hang on. I want to wait. When I do jump cuts also, I know I said I wanted to do these mainly unedited. It's mainly when I'm cutting out really long pauses, just like that. Just so you know. I'm not doing anything funky off camera. Or saying something stupid. Because I'll do that too sometimes. It's mostly sniffs and coughs and random human noises that don't need to be heard by the masses this early in the morning. Okay, the Reunion. Soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. This current period in history has been spoken of by mystics through the ages, and you chose to incarnate right in the middle of it. You didn't do so alone. We came here in waves and with joint soul missions. You were never meant to walk this life alone. It's time to come back together, to remember that we're not in competition. Rather, we hold keys for each other. This is the way of the rose, to bloom bravely regardless of what others are doing, and not be threatened when others do this alongside you. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by you. Whoops. I can't read. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by. She reveals her beauty to the world without waver. You're here to do so too. You're here to do that too. Wow. There are people who at a soul level chose to walk alongside you. But for them to find you, you must first let them see you. Reveal yourself to the world. Open your heart and mind to collaboration rather than competition. So many of us, particularly those who identify as women, have learned to be mistrustful of one another, as if we are in competition. This card comes with a message of collaborations, partnerships, and friendships. A confirmation that one or more people are entering your life, or it could be a sign that you're being called to co-create on a project with someone you already know. Decide to bloom together. And then there's a rose transmission at the bottom, which is kind of like a prayer or a spell. I release any old programming of competition. I open myself up to relationships and collaborations. It's safe for me to trust and co-create. It's safe for me to speak clearly. It's safe for me to set clear boundaries and collaborate. I'm gonna have to write that down and in my journal, because that is a really good rose transmission. And this card is really speaking to me, because even amongst all of the chaos that's going on currently, who do we see standing up? Women. Who do we see starting to break their chains? Women. Not all, of course. There's been many that are, not choosing to stay asleep. I know I have plenty of family members in my own life that are just choosing to not see what the fuck's happening. They're choosing to believe the programming and continue it, and they're perfectly okay with that. Excuse me. But as time goes on, more and more and more of us are waking up and finding each other. And I find that to be incredibly significant to get this card right now on January 7th, the day after the 5-year anniversary of January 6th, which that's a whole thing. I am interested in seeing the other 3 cards that also flung out of the deck, and then I might pull like another confirmation card from here just to see where we go today. All right, what's the other? All right, we got Mother Rose. This card is just gorgeous. Look at it. Returning to each other, compassion and humanity. Because, I mean, sure, this administration, this regime, whatever you want to call it, is starting to they want us to believe that strong arming is going to work. But more and more people, with every move he makes, are finding compassion and humanity in others. Those who aren't are still clearly running on programming. But every day, new people, whether it be in this country or elsewhere, are seeing the issues here and how this is the same playbook over and over again, as I mentioned, and it's just not working. Ooh, and then this last card I picked up that fell out of the deck was the Sun, which, look at that card, is, oh my gosh, beautiful. I'm sorry if it keeps focusing in and out. I can't tell where the focus is on this phone. The Sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. Okay, now let me see what the book has to say about these 2 other cards. Mother Rose. Let me dog ear this one. Hi, Felix. What's up, buddy? All right. Returning to each other, compassion and humanity. Ow, ow. A sacred symbol of the feminine, the rose has been here much longer than us. In times ancient, garlands of roses were placed around statues of Mother Goddess. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that was fun. That's the best noise, isn't it, cat moms and dads? Ugh. Salem eats too fast. He eats his wet food. I give them wet food in the morning and at night, and then they have a little bowl of dry food that they can munch on throughout the day. But Salem goes crazy for the wet food, and Felix just kind of brushes it off, so Salem eats both, and I don't even realize it until he's over there puking on the carpet, so cool. Oh well, that's all right. Not a big deal. I just feel bad that he's got an upset tummy. He also doesn't have that issue with any of wet food that's not pate. Maybe I just need to stop getting him the pate and get the other, like, shredded kind as well instead. I don't know, whatever. Anyway. What were we on? Mother Rose? Yeah, Mother Rose. A sacred symbol of the feminine, the rose has been here much longer than us. In times ancient, garlands of roses were placed around statues of mother goddesses in worship of her. We're all her children. She connects and unites us all. If we trace her roots far enough, maybe we'll find our way back to each other. Excuse me. We're living in a time of great division, learning and unlearning. We're together mending the thread of humanity. This is a card of returning to union by facing what's been broken, separated, and severed, to realize that we're all human, and while harm has been done... Stop licking. Sorry. To realize we're all human. Fred. And while harm has been done, what's needed now is for us to acknowledge what's happened and endeavor to find a way to return to each other. To realize that it's possible for two people to have a different experience at the same time, and that both can be true. Yeah, that really needs to be done. Like, especially, come on now. Mother Rose longs for humanity to drop our defenses and reach out to each other with deep honesty and compassion. To face and entangle the sadness, anger, and hurt from our hearts with the help of her grace. To dig our roots deep until we find common ground. Which relationships are difficult for you now? Who has hurt you? Who can soften and express your truth without being defensive? How can you open yourself to the possibility that two truths can exist at once? Okay. And then the Rose transmission. Mother Rose, please show us how to find our way back to you, the earth, and each other. Please help me to acknowledge what's difficult for me, and may my heart be filled with compassion for all. I like that a lot too. If I'm swatting something, I also have a gnat issue and I need to figure out where the hell they're coming from. It's really ticking me off, so it's just been a morning. All right, and then finally we've got the sun. So let me go find that in the book quickly. 128. Rad. You're so cute. Okay. Joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. In summer, when the sun's at its highest path in the sky, the rose is at its fullest. Her fragrance is sweet, and the fruit is still to come. In this oracle, the sun represents life force, energy, vitality, confidence, success, positivity, delight, and the sheer joy of life. After it's left the fertile darkness of the soil, the future rose begins, reaching toward the sun of the... Wow. After it's left the fertile darkness of the soil, the future rose begins reaching towards the light of the sun, which then plays its part in nourishing the rose as it reaches for its potential bloom. And it does this for us too. One of life's greatest blessings is to feel the warmth of the sun on our face, to drink in the gold nectar of what life has for us, and to take a moment to bask in being alive. This is your invitation to relish your aliveness, to embrace your joyfulness, to enjoy the simple things in life, and to make time to play, to be grateful for your body, to acknowledge the wondrous life force energy that's woven through all of life, to remember that your soul had a dream and your life is it. This is a wondrous card that heralds a time of playfulness, enjoyment, and bliss. The sun can also represent the inner child and be an invitation to have some fun. Have you been all work and no play lately? Is your inner child longing to run free? What can you do to enjoy the simple things in life? When will we allow ourselves the space to play problems that were once unsolvable? When we allow ourselves the space to play problems that were once unsolvable, find solutions. Sorry guys, I can't. I'm all over the place today. Soul inquiry. Now this one has a soul inquiry instead of a prayer or whatever. And these are questions that are kind of just to help you think out the rest of the day. How can you enjoy your life more? And what can you do just for fun? And those are incredibly important. Everyone needs to be finding their inner child. And I think that that's important. I honestly don't think I need a card from the Alchemy Guidebook. I am going to do the meditation though. But I think these 3 cards together, the fact that they all popped out at the same time, I don't think that was a coincidence. So my takeaway from this is we need to find friends and have fun together. This is a call to community. This is a call to drop the defenses as much as you can. I know I have a difficult time with that, especially given all of the misogyny hurled my way, the sexism, the racism. I mean, I personally obviously don't have to deal with racism, but racism itself as a concept bothers the fuck out of me, and it always has. It's always been an issue in my brain, and I can't understand it. I just don't get it. So, and if by saying that means they're gonna come after me, then so be it. Whatever, fine. But that's my truth, and that's how I feel. That's how I've always been, and I think that more and more people around the world, and I'm choosing to believe that more people are seeing what I see than not. Because if you pay attention to the online discourse, obviously you're gonna get another story. But in reality, I think that that's just it's these bots trying, and you know what, I hesitate to say that they're all bots, mainly because it's important to have the discourse, but it's the thought. Fred, slow down, buddy. It's the thought stopping mentality that needs to stop. And I mean, I personally don't know any other way to get around that than to either just let people be and just not speak to them anymore. But that goes against this. And it's like, the problem is right now, in this transitional process that we're currently going through as a society, people are having a hard time seeing compassion, which I don't understand, but I understand that they've been propagandized to hell. And I say they as if it's another entity, but just, the people who have been propagandized or have paid attention to the propaganda to the point that they would rather believe that over the person literally sitting right in front of them. I have family members and myself in the LGBTQ community, and I still have friends. I don't talk to them anymore, but I still have quote-unquote friends that I went to high school with that literally believe that LGBTQ is being forced onto kids. And I'm just like, that I tell them straight up, that's literally not happening. Jeez, Fred. I'm sorry if you heard that. He just farted again. That's the second day in a row. He just doesn't care. That's fine. But yeah, so I liked this one. I don't know. I don't know if any of that made sense. I hope it did. All right, let's go find the meditation here. Man, these keep hitting every time. I read the first sentence and it's already like, I couldn't have chosen, I didn't choose this. I mean, I did, but consciously I didn't choose it. You know what I'm saying? Old patterns do not give up easily. They will try to keep pulling you into reactions that lead into repeating the past, but in time, after not feeding them for a while and continually practicing your ability to pause and respond, they weaken and become easier to let go. They may still appear as an option occasionally, but will not have the same strength as before. This is the turning point, the shift that changes everything. The leap forward you have been waiting for. The victory when it comes clear that you have moved beyond the past and into a new life where you have matured enough to intentionally be your own person. Ta-da! Very nice. Very good. Ooh, and with that, I think this video was a little longer than my other ones, so I'm gonna go. But yeah, I'll have other different types of videos for you shortly. I'm gonna have more book reviews. I am doing reading audiobooks and physical books. I'm trying to get back into the reading habit because I've been out of it for regularly for like over a decade, which is really bad. Really bad. I did have an English minor, so I did read in college, but that was like forced reading, I guess, not reading for pleasure. So the thing is though, I still like to annotate and take notes in my books. So depending on which book I'm reading, it does take me a little bit longer, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. I even annotate the audiobooks in my brain, and it elicits a lot of emotion while I'm reading or while I'm listening, so it's kind of like a little more difficult for me to do audiobooks, but because I can't, usually I'm like listening to them at work, so it's like I can't really just sit there and like write my thoughts down mid chapter or something like that. So I've been trying to balance that out, and so we'll see how that goes. So far for 2021, I have one book finished already, and I'm doing rereads, which I count because a lot of the books I've read, and it's been years since I've read them. A lot of the books I've also not read at all. So, and that's the goal. The goal is, I think I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos, that to read them and put them in the little library and replace them eventually with more books, because I love to read. And trying to destroy literature, I think, for the sake of saving some sort of false narrative is disgusting, and I want to preserve that at all costs. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Bye.